What movie would end the fastest if all the characters behaved logically? Jurassic World. The dinosaur escaped. Oh, let me look at its tracking device. Still in there. Oh, okay. Everyone lives. Made me hate the movie because of the stupidity of the humans. Or they could build enclosures that work. Zoos rarely have problems. And these are cutting-edge scientists who can literally clone dinners. It shouldn't be hard. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Dumbledore. Harry, did you put your name in the goblet? Harry, no. Dumbledore. Okay, then you aren't going to participate. Harry, but it's a magical contract. Dumbledore. Yes, but we never really explained what that even means. Besides, you are a minor and can't enter into a contract. We know that Voldemort is still alive and in the shadows, and it is super suspicious that you somehow entered the Triwizard Tournament without even meaning to. Ergo, this could be one of his cunning plots. It's likely that one of Voldemort's servants have infiltrated the school, so I will start personally investigating every teacher and student. Also, I'm the greatest wizard to ever live, and I have the Elder Wand, so I can probably find a way to break this magical contract too anyways. Harry, okay. Thank you, Professor Dumbledore. Barty Crouch Jr. Fuck. All of Harry Potter would be over very quickly if the adults had an inkling of accountability. We caught Sirius Black and need to execute him right now, but he's innocent. Oh no. Anyway, investigate for 5 minutes. We called the Hogwarts legal team, and they said magical contracts cannot be signed by persons under 16, especially when there was no signature from the alleged student. Then we called our PR team, and they said letting an unqualified 4th-year take part in the death games would make Hogwarts look bad compared to the other European magic boarding schools. Star Wars Episode 4 would have ended so quickly if they just fired one shot. Escape pod launches / there goes another one. Go ahead and blow it up. Can't be too sure. What, are we charging by the laser now? Mamma mia. Just get a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100%. I've only ever read the back of the movie box. Who is the dad? Friends. Why does Ross, the largest friend, not simply eat the other 5? I prefer TV shows along the lines of The World's Blankest Blank. Perhaps they are saving that for sweeps. Batman the Killing Joke. Hey, the sociopathic clown that could destroy the entire world if he put his mind to it is back. Do ya think we should upgrade his cell to be as strong as we can? Maybe even be on a boat in the middle of the ocean. Maybe put a goddamn tracker on him. Good idea, Frank. We'll use all of those. Just all Batman stories really. Just give Joker the death sentence or something if Batman isn't going to do it. Maybe on a boat in the middle of the ocean. I'm getting escape plan vibes. Let's split up. No. Okay. I love how Cabin in the Woods played with this. Okay, we stay together, go room by room, and try to fortify everything. Sound of hissing gas. Wait, no, let's split up. This also covers a heap of romantic movies. Probably not the fastest, but Home Alone deserves a honorable mention. I like how the police completely don't take the call for a missing child seriously. I believe the cops said tell them to count their kids again, and then left. WTF. Leaves house. Wait, where's Kevin? Credits. Edit, I remembered his name. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Masterpiece. We have had a doozy of a day. 28 weeks later. Do not let the guy with the clearance visit his infected goddamn wife. Also do not take people out of their secure private rooms and stick all of them into a goddamn subway station during a new outbreak of a highly contagious disease. I absolutely love this movie, but yes, sticking everyone in one room was really dumb. Shelter in place world made more sense. Seriously, that disease control method would be ineffective at halting the spread of syphilis, let alone zombies. The only thing that makes sense is if the whole place was some kind of Nazi-like extermination camp. It also explains why they were shooting at a car, despite the total lack of the driving dead in the setting. Kong Skull Island. When they saw that 100-foot ape they shouldered turned back. Or maybe don't drop fucking bombs on unknown land to track it. Also if they didn't, maybe Kong would have seen them as good humans, and it would have saved some precious time. And maybe don't fly solo to the ground. Why don't they just use the truth potion that canonically exists in criminal trials? Veritaserum can be resisted through occlumency and can only reveal what people believe to be true. Only reveal what people believe to be true. So if someone genuinely believed that they didn't do something in a world where you could be magically coerced, could you still convict them? The Matrix. No thank you, random stranger. Hugs, not drugs, motherfucker. Humans continue to live unknowingly in an artificial world, tailored for them, while their physical bodies are cared for by benevolent robot overlords who could have just as easily killed all of us and just used cows or something. Instead, Nia had to fuck it up for everyone, and now everyone gets to live in a sunless, sweaty underground shithole. But there's orgies. Nia wasn't the first, and wouldn't have been the last human that Zion had unplugged. If E.T. wasn't wandering around like an idiot and missed the ship back home. I always got the impression that it was itself a child. His name is Kleborp. Kleborp the retard, with only one glowing finger. I love Frozen, but Chief Troll Fear will be your enemy. Child Elsa frightened. King and Queen Akka sensible adults, could you please elaborate on that? You guys clearly have actual knowledge pertaining to Elsa's strange powers. Could you elaborate on that? We are happy to pay you for your assistance given that we are actual royalty. LMAO, we know the trolls said fear would be your enemy, so fear your powers. Hide them. They are evil and everyone will hate you if they find out. LOGIC. Weekend at Bernie's. Hello, 911. LMAOOO. It's been a long time since I saw it, but weren't they all involved in a scam or something and Bernie was trying to kill them, and they ended up killing him? So it was like they would have gotten in trouble if the cops came, I think. It's one of those movies where I root for the dinosaur rather than the humans. My daughter giggles uncontrollably when Jude gets eaten by a T-Rex on the toilet. I watch one of the Jurassic movies every Christmas because it makes me happy to see people eaten by dinosaurs. In the Star Wars prequels, Count Dooku literally flat out tells Obi-Wan who the Sith is, and Obi-Wan rejects his proposal to defeat the enemy. He tells him the Republic is under the control of a Sith Lord named Darth Sidious. He doesn't specifically say that it's Palpatine. He also lies about basically everything else he says in that conversation, and a couple hours later showed himself to be a Sith Lord, so he wasn't exactly a trustworthy source of information. Also, Rotas shows the GD were extremely suspicious of Palpatine. He actually doesn't. Dooku told Obi-Wan that his Sithly master was in control of the Senate, but Obi-Wan, being an idiot, didn't ask him to explain. Pulp Fiction would have been a very short movie if Jules checked the bathroom for any additional occupants of the apartment of his hit target. Vincent practiced basic firearm safety. Butch threw the fight like a vicious crime lord was paying him to. Marcella Suarez pretended not to notice Butch while crossing the street, then tailed his car until he could call some friends in to kill him. Maya didn't steal and then consume random drugs lying in a functional stranger's coat. Fabienne packed the watch first thing so as not to risk forgetting about it, as it clearly meant a lot to Butch. Vincent, I'm gonna wait here for this guy, but let me go take a dump and leave the gun outside the bathroom though. And yet, these are all things normal people, to say nothing of the drugged out dregs of the bottom of society, actually screw up all the time. With the possible exception of Wallace, none of those people got where they were by consistently making good choices. None of the fuck-ups was logical in terms of data, and Spock's lover child would behave thus, but they're all plausible, if not depressingly inevitable, for those characters. Jaws, if that idiot mayor had listened to Chief Brody. Wait, Mervorn was perfectly rational. Ammit is a summer town, we need summer dollars. Also they needed a bigger boat. You don't do the budget, Terry. I do. I mean, they tried, didn't they? Hey college kids. We've got your friend. Tucker and Dale were not the problem. Jurassic Park 3. Guy doesn't bribe those two men on the boat to get so close to Isla Sorna. Guy would have lived, Eric would never be in danger, and Mr. Kirby wouldn't have to lie his way to hire Alan, Billy, Udesky, who, in turn, hired Cooper and Nash. Or the other thing. Wait for the fucking check to clear in the bank account before going on trip. FFS. Alternatively, Dr. Grant could have kept his word and stood by. No force on earth could get me on that island. The book, from a certain point of view, explains that promotions in the Imperial Armor Navy is partially based off of accuracy because of the cheap nature of the weapons, which causes them to be inaccurate at times. So, shooting an escape pod that had no life signs would negatively impacted the accuracy rating of the officer in charge, thus making it more difficult for them to get a promotion. But you are correct, One Shot would have ended the entire original trilogy and obviously everything else that follows. Several books written in the Legends line try to fill plot holes from both the original and prequel series to more or less levels of success. Tatooine's Ghost was a pretty heinous example from what I remember. It tried to give Leia some closure on Darth Vader being her father in a pretty heavy-handed way. That just sounds like bullshit retconning fanfic. Not a movie, but The Walking Dead. You seriously expect me to believe that slow-ass zombies could really bring about the end of the world like that? Also, having your CDC building blow up when it loses power is the dumbest thing ever. Agree with the CDC building. Who the heck would make building like that in a city? Surely if you made a building that would explode if an human killing virus might escape, then you would build it in the middle of the desert? Looking at how some are behaving during this pandemic, yeah, they probably could. That B_TCH. Even when I'm crying crazy. That bitch.